Yes, energy is important. The people that you give your energy to is very important. And you need to protect yourself always. That necessarily what you want in your life. Is that going to improve your quality of life? No.
Cash a digit, schedule busy. My head in a hoodie, my shorty a goodie. My cousins are crazy, my cousin like boogie. Life is amazing, it is what it should be.
Hi guys, my name is Taylor Colston. I make spirituality and lifestyle content. If any of that interests you, make sure you keep watching. Just keep watching. I haven't done one of these type of videos in a really long time, and it's been something that's been really heavy on my heart. Within these past few months to a year, I have been going through a whole lot. So today's video is going to be, and what I did was, this book really resonated with me, like all through the times I was going through a really rough patch in my life. And so I decided to open up this book and pick a topic to talk about, along with another topic that I really wanted to discuss, which is all company is not good company. And I'm going to tell you guys why. But the first topic that I want to talk about is why it's so important. So I'm going to talk about that first, and then I'm going to talk about why it's important to gain it and why it's important if you don't have it. So on page 185 it says, no one can make you feel inferior without your consent. So this is something that completely ties to my story, which was why I just got that intuitive feeling to open this book, which I haven't opened in months. You cannot give anyone power, because I was just talking about this on my TikTok live today. You cannot give anybody power. Every interaction that you have with someone is going to be a negative or positive interaction. It is your job to determine and to discern what type of interactions people are trying to have with you. Some would say, without moderation, scrolling on TikTok, because you will lose time and you will be sitting there on hours and you wasted so much time that you could be using actually benefiting to your life, and now you spend so much time looking at someone else's, and it's lowering vibrations, it's lowering you, it's making you feel worse because you're spending so much time about what someone else is doing. You're losing track of yourself, which can ultimately make you not love yourself, which is the next topic. You need to love yourself, which if you don't love yourself, then you're easily going to give that power to people to step over you, to make you feel certain ways, to get you down. And I know what it's like to have super low self-esteem, for people to easily get you down, for people to have such a control over you to where you don't even know who you are anymore, because you're not necessarily living for yourself, you're living for someone else. You are one with someone else, and while that's not necessarily on that person, that was something that I put onto myself. That was something that I shouldn't have done. I noticed that trait and I started to try to unlearn it. While it takes time, it takes so much time to unlearn these traits. You have to try. You have to give love a try for yourself. You have to love yourself first. It's not going to work. I got into a relationship where I was really secure. I felt certain ways about myself. I was kind of in a good place in my life. I had strong beliefs. I was strong in my character, I guess, as who I was as a person. And I started talking to someone who was just a little too different for me. And I feel like the more I got to know this person, the easier it was to kind of conform to what they believed, or if to my own views, my own way of thinking, to cookie cut, mold, fit, conform to how they felt, even if it wasn't that way. We didn't always agree on like anything. It lowered my energy. I was around someone that wasn't necessarily benefiting my existence at the time, and when someone stops benefiting your existence, they start taking away from it. And so I was slowly starting to deteriorate with certain consequences of the actions that I was making. It was all contributing to things and negative habits that was sending me down a very deep rabbit hole. And I did not love myself at this time. I was struggling, I was going through things, and people don't always see that. People think that the grass is greener on the other side. People think that things are going better than they are, because that's what people put out. That's what people don't usually put out the bad stuff. But I feel like sometimes sprinkling in the bad stuff gives people a reality to humanism. But I think that you shouldn't take it too far. You're not knowing who's taking it in and who's sending you energy back. So you have to be very conscious of who you're telling your business to, who you want to be happy for you, who you think is going to be happy for you, because it's not always who you think it is. And I was just listening to that on a podcast too today, where someone was talking about people are not always going to be happy for you. There's going to be some type of secret animosity. And you just have to be wary of that, unfortunately, that sometimes not everyone is out for your greater good. And I think it wasn't necessarily in the situation that this person wasn't for my greater good. I think that I kept this person around way longer than I should have. And I think that was my personal decision. That was where I went wrong, because I got so attached to this person that it was hard to let go. And I feel like in a lot of situations that I've done that with people that I truly cared about, where I've kept them on too long, knowing things were over, knowing that it just wasn't going to work, whether it was friends or, maybe closer family, people I used to talk to in the past. It's always ended like that. For that long amount of time, scrolling on TikTok or looking at other people's lives, it can make you very depressed. And I think that social media is not talked about enough with these things. Like, I know a lot of people talk about it now, but the downsides, we need to make these breaks more often. And I was also just talking about that on my live, how I don't go on as many breaks as I should. And I think taking breaks from social media is probably one of the most healthy things that you can do, because I think we constantly see so much bad stuff in the world. We forget there are so many beautiful things still out there. Like, we are constantly surrounded around info, graphics, and articles, and news articles and headlines. And while all of these things are definitely things we need to see, it dehumanizes us, it desensitizes us, it makes us forget about the beauty of the world that is slowly running out because we are forgetting about it. We're losing it because people are choosing to lower its value or to deem it not as important as obviously the things that are, but how beautiful the world is also so important. And I feel like that's what makes people depressed, is they don't understand the things around them. And we don't necessarily understand what we have until it's gone. That's for like anything. If you have a lot of friends and then one day you lose them all, you didn't appreciate the fact that you had all those friends. That was just part of your daily life until you're all alone and you don't have anyone anymore. And I think that was another thing that I had to deal with being alone and kind of going from my transitional period from going from a public school to a homeschool setting, was I had to adjust to not being around a lot of people, to doing things in a non-traditional standpoint, and being by myself all the time. That wasn't something that I was used to. It was something that made me comfortable, but the overlining of it was that it did socially disable me a little bit. One of the most difficult parts of being homeschooled is the friend aspect. You spend a lot of time alone, you spend a lot of time with family, and people tend to give more attention to the people that they see the most. And I got a little farther from them. We weren't as close anymore, and I had to deal with that. I had to deal with, this whole thing was being put onto me where it was a complete change. It was a change that was beneficial for me, but it was a change that was hard. And change is good, change is great, but you also have to know how to deal with that change. And so I felt like I dealt with it the best way that I could, which wasn't the smartest way, and I feel like it got me into a lot of trouble. I think that with the change, and all company is not good company, I think that you are necessarily a reflection of the people that you attract. Every single person you meet, there's and you guys are in a romantic setting, that there's always something that every single person you talk to have in common, and it's that they all do this one thing. It's that doesn't make much sense. Why do they all do this one thing? Or why does this all end like this? And so I think that you need to take a deeper look at yourself, improve yourself. You get a better quality of life. You get a better quality of life, better quality of people, your life is just better when you improve yourself. A lot of people are stuck in their toxic ways where they think they don't need to change or it's always the other person. But I think that taking the time to truly learn and know yourself as well, know the things that you need to improve on, is the first step to improving your quality of life. If you don't know what you need to work on, then that's definitely something that you should figure out. Because once you do that, you'll start attracting more, feeling more, knowing more. And you also learn so much more about yourself when you ask yourself those deep questions. Who am I? What do I like to do? What makes me happy? What is fun to me? What is something that I need? You can't have any relationship with self, any relationship with people, and truly know who you are as a person because you have no identity. So you're basically going to be willing to fall for anything. Everyone knows the saying, you stand for nothing, you fall for everything. So if you have no clear boundaries, you just fall, basically let anybody say anything, you just don't really care, you have no rules, no criteria, then you're basically going to be willing to take in and accept anything, whether that's good or bad. Is that necessarily what you want in your life? Is that going to improve your quality of life? No. And I found myself doing a lot of people pleasing. Yes, energy is important. The people that you give your energy to is very important. And you need to protect yourself always. I think we fall in love with giving people these second chances that we abuse them ourselves. We completely abandon ourselves for others. And that is such a dangerous thing to do because what happens if this person leaves us? We're all alone now. And now we have to go through this life alone again, and we don't know who we are or what we like to do or even a life of our own. So then we're simply not even living anymore. We're just here because we never had that relationship with ourselves. Also, guys, my camera died. I just wanted to finish that sentence before I forgot. But yes, guys, my camera died. So this video was probably all over the place, but it's making me happy. So I think that's what I'm gonna do. But I just love it so much, guys, and I think I want to do it. But guys, I definitely want to do more of these type of like sit down videos. Like, how do I feel? Like, what do I want to do? What do I want to talk about? Like, this is stuff I'm interested in. I'm not on this channel, but I got time for people. Hello, talking about, hey, don't be talking about me on your little YouTube channel with your little 3 followers. Wooty wooty woo. For watching. I hope you guys enjoyed this mess of a video. I needed to get it out for you guys. Like, my heart was just never like, I needed to get this video out because it was just heavy on my heart. I'm trying to improve my quality of life, and by improving my quality of life, I need to post these spirituality videos. I need to get back to what truly matters to me, what truly is my purpose and point of living. So if none of that interests you, subscribe, like, comment, ring a bell, and invite a friend because you clearly won't be watching. Okay, y'all, so I feel like it wouldn't be real of me after everything I just said if I didn't tell you guys the update. So, guys, me and my sister just got into an altercation. It wouldn't be a fight because I still look cute. Bye.